Yo, on this video, I break down what I think is the biggest issue plaguing young people from walking in their purpose and what I would have done different in my early 20s.
Indie Jones, back with a trendy flow. I'm still trying to find my voice in this hip scenario. Here we go.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Ruslan, hip-hop artist, creative entrepreneur. This video is going to be a little different. Last night, I performed at the Jordan, one of the dopest young adult ministries in Southern California. My man Jeff Moores interviewed me, and the full vlog of this actually dropped on the King's Dream YouTube page, where you see the behind the scenes, you see some live performance, and you see the first half of the interview. But on this video, I'm gonna drop the second half of the interview, where me and Jeff discuss what I think is the biggest issue that's plaguing young adults from walking in their purpose, and what I would have done different in my early 20s.
Speak to me on two different parts. One would be the entrepreneurial, actually beginning to make money at what it is you like to do, because I think so many like this, you know, millennials and Gen Z and stuff there's such a entrepreneurial generation. Yeah. But I think sometimes they just there's like a missing link where you're like, a lot of that is that work part. Yeah. I got the ability, but I don't really want to work. Yeah. But I want to make them. I want to double my money type thing. I want to do that. So what is that? What is the practical side of the entrepreneurship look like? Yeah. And then, because you said most of your stuff is outside of the church. Yeah. What does it look like to have kingdom impact with what God has given you?
I think there's a huge epidemic. I think there's a huge issue right now with young people of them potentially completely like missing their purpose.
That's good.
And like jumping back into the rat wheel that like the previous generations did, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's safe and because they don't want to work and because their mother or their father told them to go get this degree so you could do this safe thing. But there's more financial opportunity than ever before. Like, true. There's more economic, there's like businesses sprouting all over. And the thing that I think the root issue of this thing of like potentially missing what you could be doing is, I think, this idea of adolescence. Mm-hmm. Where, if we're speaking biblically, there was no like in between. Come on, you were a boy and then you were a man.
Boom, 13 years old.
Boom,
man.
Right? Now, you're a boy and you're like boyish, and then you're like dude-ish.
Then you're bro-ish.
Bro-ish. And then you wake up and you're 30 and you're still like hanging out all day, right? Like chilling, playing video games, talking about you're trying to get your Twitch popping. Right? And more opportunity than ever before. More opportunity than ever before, but the lack of like, I have to work. Right? Like, I have to work. And what does that practically look like for these people in the season? For me, if I could go back, this is going to sound terrible to say this to a pastor. If I could go back, I probably wouldn't have been as involved in church.
For sure.
If I could go back, I probably wouldn't have been as involved in college. Like, I definitely would have, sorry, Cal State San Marcos. I definitely wouldn't have went to Cal State San Marcos. Like, no diss, I love, woo woo, yeah, Cougars. I would have had laser sharp focus. I would have went to the community college. I would have done what I'm passionate about and what I'm good at and developed that, and just went all in on that and hustled on the side. Just whatever, mowing lawns, Postmates, Uber, Lyft, like whatever I could have done on the side, I would have done that. And the work aspect of like, okay, let me figure out how to first make $1,000, then $5,000, then $10,000. And that, my mind just thinks that way because you and me, we're just around people that are doing it. And so it becomes way more tangible. But you can't bypass the work, and the work is easier when you're doing the right type of work.
Fact.
If I'm trying to make it as a professional basketball player, it's gonna take me 4 times as much effort and energy to potentially be like the star of some like local rec league. Like, I'm not going to the pros, guys, ever, right? I'm not even gonna go overseas. Like, it's just never gonna happen. But just because I'm passionate about it doesn't mean I should be doing it.
That's good.
You know, and so I think
so passion doesn't always equate to gifting.
No. No, because there's a lot of people that are passionate about playing video games and they think they're going to be full-time Twitchers.
Yeah, right.
Is that a thing, Twitchers?
It is.
Right. But they don't have the personality and the charisma to hold somebody's attention for 8 hours on a live stream.
Right.
That's a crap. That's a skill. Not only you got to be efficient at video games, you got to be able to like.
You got to be engaging.
Control the stream for 8 hours or 10 hours or however long, 20 hours, right? That's a skill set. Just because you're passionate about video games doesn't mean you're going to be a rock star Twitcher.
So then, but then how do you maintain your vision, your focus to continue to impact people for the kingdom of God? If you're in ministry work, it's like, well, that's your job.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, we you know, out of the hundreds of people that are here tonight, we've got some people that are like, they're just stoked, they're going to go out and they're going to get that manager position and they love it and that's going to be their deal. And then other people, we got in here, they're entrepreneurs and they're going to start businesses and others that, you know, like, and others that are going to go into ministry. But how do you then maintain that focus of kingdom impact? How do you continue to?
Yeah, you have. To me, I had to write it down. I had to write it down. I had to make it simple. I had to know what am I doing? What is the problem I'm trying to solve? Right, and what value am I trying to add to people? Because if it's just about you, then it's probably not going to work. And there's a level of like escapism in our society, right? Where people like escapism, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I think knowing what problem you're trying to solve, and then I have to constantly talk it and remind myself and talk about it and be around people that are going to affirm it and just be clear on what the vision is. Because if you don't know what the vision for your life is, if you don't know what the vision for your marriage is, if you don't know what the vision is, you're going to develop vision drift. And you're going to slowly slide away. That's what happened. I was like, oh man, I want to do music. Oh, I can make more money than I've ever made at my church before and like do kind of cool things. And then my vision drifted away from the actual thing I knew. And God is sovereign. I learned so many skills in serving at church where all those things, they all work together, but the vision has to be clear, written down. And there's a level of self-awareness. Are you good at what you're passionate about? Confirmation, and making that very, very plain so that people can see it, you can see it, and you know what you're about. And the community.
So constantly keeping in front of yourself that what I'm doing isn't just from my record label. What I'm doing isn't just for my music. What I'm doing, it just isn't for my business. It really is for the kingdom of God.
It's holistic. Yeah. It's the guy I'm at the gym when nobody gives a crap or knows who I am. It's the guy that I'm at when I'm out getting the way I speak to people all the time. It's ministry isn't segmented to Thursday night or Sunday morning. Ministry is holistically. My ministry, even when people say like, oh, your ministry of rap, I'm like, no, my life is my ministry.
Right.
Every fiber, the way I speak to my wife, the way I treat my son, when I make mistakes and I have to apologize and repent to my 3-year-old. Right? Like that is a holistic approach to going after the kingdom mentality in every facet of our lives.
That's incredible. Now, what do you think, in kind of closing up, being somebody who has realized your ability, who has pursued, who has put in the work, what do you think is keeping people back from really pursuing what God has put in them?
2 things. I think one is a lack of self-awareness, just not knowing what they're good at and being afraid to step out and try. That's one thing that like, I think you have to be fearless. Is just stepping out, trying. And then the second thing, honestly, is I think that adolescent mentality. Like, it's totally cool to like stay at your mom's house until you're 30 now, right? And that's like,
that's free rent, bro.
Yeah, right? That's the logic. Like, dude, free rent.
Well, can I interject though? If you are staying at your mom's house till you're
and then save that money, bro.
If you are though, because I know I've talked to some people out there who did stay at mom and dad's house, maybe paid a little bit of rent, but you were smart and you worked and you hustled and you saved money and now you've invested in property. Like that's different.
That's totally different. That's not who we're talking to. We're talking
to the dude that's trying to become a Twitcher.
Yeah, that's like the dude that's just trying to get paid to hang out.
Yeah, exactly. And that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Yo, so thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't, go check out the first half of that interview, all the behind the scenes, the performance, everything that happened last night. Again, it's in the King Stream YouTube channel. I'll link it up somewhere below. And in the comments section, I want to hear from you guys. Is adolescence something that's getting in the way of your mentality to go after your dreams? Comment section below, let me know.
tell it how it is, I don't jump over no obstacles. I've been out in Southern California working on the low. She was there with me while driving down the back road, saying that she loved me, usually hit her with a I don't know. I was feeling different, ooh boy, I think I'm sold. See, I met a girl out in Orange County, Southern Belle, I went west a couple years ago. Took her home to the south with me. She played my song the whole drive to the radio. If that ain't love, I don't know what is. If that ain't love, I don't know what is. If that ain't love, I don't know.